Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, this one could possibly get weird, right? It could possibly get weird now. Now, we're gonna talk best boxer in the world, Terence Crawford. Uh, this is boxing royalty, and I always used to talk about boxing royalty. Right now I would say Alexander Usyk is boxing royalty. These are guys who we know who are dominating their division, looking for the toughest matches, for years, doing extraordinary things, and they should be exalted to that boxing royalty. Now we have these other guys as face of boxing and stuff, and I've told you they never fight who we want. They because they're popular, and people are behind them for the wrong reasons, so they don't have to, or money's involved. We're just talking about the warriors who are out there fighting the best and trying to fight the best. Even guys that don't win all their fights, right? I still think they're awesome. But boxing royalties are, these guys I'm talking about, Usyk and Terence Crawford, they still haven't lost. And they should have by now. There's no way you would come through all those fights that they've come through and not have lost. Now we have like the Fox News of boxing and Boxing News 24, been irking me for a while, and that's why they're the Fox News of boxing to me, and I was just, going through an article. I won't be able to put it into the description box until later because I wanted to actually read it to you. And what's going on now is, I've told you guys why they didn't let Terence Crawford fight Jamel Charlo, right? It was important to not let Terence Crawford become a three-division undisputed. This is where all this is coming from. Trust me, from no matter how they look or where they're from, the people that are against Terence Crawford having any fights of significance are there because he can possibly become the GOAT. He's too close, and it's irking people from all parts of the planet, especially America. This could be a black guy who's about to become GOAT, and we don't like it. So we're doing everything to not let that happen. And I've told you, the only fights that anybody is asking Terence Crawford to fight are the ones that are just insignificant. Like Jerron Boots Ennis. Oh, here's a hard one he could possibly lose, but if he wins, what does he have from it? Nothing. And we can still say, hey, well, that guy is not experienced, right? Something like that. Nothing for the title. You might hear the name Virgil Ortiz, but they don't really want that one because Virgil Ortiz, you could just say, well, he could have fought Terence Crawford a long time ago when he was Terence Crawford's mandatory, but he didn't want to take that. Typical Mexican. He could be a mandatory, but if that champ is too hard, they ain't taking it. I know Mexicans, sorry to have to say that, but it's not just Virgil Ortiz. It's Jaime Munguia, it's Ryan Garcia, and it's Canelo Alvarez, who all done the same thing, two of which did it with Demetrius Andrade, Ryan Garcia with Devin Haney. So, there's the proof is in the pudding. It's not just saying things, just to put it out there. No problem with Mexicans at all. But, when we're going to have this thing, this moniker, Mexican style and stuff like that, well, Mexicans, when they become mandatory, they think they should be mandated to fight the champion, no matter what their name is, or no matter what kind of following there is, and we're catering to, because Mexicans like boxing. So does English people. But they're not going to allow their English guys to be mandatories and don't want to take the championship, right? That's what people are becoming mandatories for. Now, you have all these things going on, right? Terence Crawford couldn't fight Jamel Charlo because he would have became undisputed. So everybody forced Jamel Charlo, let's go up here and fight Canelo. But let's strip him of that title, no matter what, so he can't come back down and have all four titles. So the titles are fragmented, right? But Terence Crawford, after going up to welterweight and getting all those titles from everybody that had one, right? Now he wanted to do that. He could have had it in one fight. So they didn't want that to happen. So they got, fragmented. They're all over the place. Now, he says, okay, well, Canelo's undisputed. Even though it's way, way too far, actually. 3 divisions away. But damn it, he's undisputed. He's the only closest one kind of close around that I could probably fight. I can't get Alexander Usyk. So I'm taking a, Super middleweight. The world did not want that, right? Canelo's allowed to say, I won't get any recognition for beating Terence Crawford, but has fought nothing but lesser opposition. There's only like 2 or 3 fights that you would say Canelo has fought that would be harder and that he would get more props for winning than Terence Crawford, even though Terence Crawford's 3 divisions lower. And Bivol is one of them now. But before the fight, not even Bivol. But after, now we understand what Bivol is, then we can go and give him that one. Maybe Golovkin won. Maybe Lara. Maybe Mayweather. Right? But Mayweather was a lot smaller than him too. So those are the only 4 that could really come up, that could be mentioned with a Terence Crawford. Because from those, none of them was #1 baddest dude on the planet. But, I still want to give those guys props. Other than that, no. The Khans, the Cottos, the everybody's that he's fought. The Munguias, the Belangas, the Riders, the Fieldings. No, none of that, right? So nobody wanted him to fight Canelo. Canelo said, I ain't going to want to really do that either, right? So now you have boxing, Fox News of Boxing, Boxing News 24, who's writing articles talking about, he's being fast-tracked to get the title at 154 pounds, right? Because he's beaten the hardest one in Madrimov, right? Now, in that Fundura fight, it's for 2 belts. They don't like it. But Fundura has 2 belts and got him in 1 fight. He didn't fight 2 fights to get him, but he got 2 belts. So he's being mandated to fight Crawford, and they're negotiating now. That's too close. Because in their eyes, Crawford could possibly beat the 6'6", I'm taller than everybody by far, Fundura, who beat Chu, right? Or Tim Tszyu, like they like to say, right? So they think, damn, Crawford can mess around and win that fight, right? Then he got 3 belts, and then he can fight the Tszyu, Matuzurliev winner, which is a hard fight. But damn it, he could possibly do that. Well, let's start talking smack about that happening now. Now the word is fast-tracked. 3 fights to get 4 belts is now fast-tracked. Now, Canelo Alvarez at the 168-pound division did exactly the same thing. First of all, he could have had 1 fight left. He fought Golovkin, and then he could have fought Demetrius Andrade. 2 fights, he could have been undisputed at the middleweight division. But he said, I ain't fighting that. I ain't fighting that last fight against Demetrius Andrade to become undisputed and get the most money ever. I'll go up here to super middleweight, fight Callum Smith for the WBA. The WBC gives me the WBC belt, so I don't have to fight for it ever. That's 1. I'll tell Billy Joe Saunders, please, and I mean please, don't fight Demetrius Andrade, right? Just stay there. You get as much money as you want. Stay there. And I'll fight you instead of Demetrius Andrade or the you versus Demetrius Andrade winner. We forget that, right? Billy Joe Saunders was supposed to fight Demetrius Andrade. He was doped the first time, right? And then they were going to fight again. And he's like, no, because I got the Canelo fight without even fighting you. Canelo should have fought the Billy Joe Saunders versus Demetrius Andrade winner. Please don't fight Demetrius Andrade, and I'll fight you. That's 2 fights. Caleb Plant was 3. Was that fast-tracked? Not to mention, I'm going to derail the track at middleweight, and don't forget the track. No. But if Terence Crawford, in his 4th weight division, goes and fights 3 fights to become undisputed, we're going to give it a moniker, fast-tracked. No, it's not. It's I fought the hardest guys. Okay? Your boy, Fundura, beat Tszyu. I didn't like the way that happened either, because I'd rather Tszyu to be the guy, because Tszyu has that I'm going to fight anybody mentality, which we like. And so Tszyu would have been the better one, right? But that's okay. If Tszyu goes over here and beat Matuzurliev, then we still got to beat Tszyu to get undisputed, because we don't want it given to Terence Crawford. We want him. Fundura is hard enough, but if you beat Fundura and you beat Tim Tszyu, then you're definitely undisputed, because beating Tim Tszyu would be something. Or if Matuzurliev beat Tim Tszyu correctly without no controversy, then he's awesome. You know what I'm saying? But we're not wanting them to get fast-tracked. Let me get to my point. The hatred for blacks in boxing, or period, is alien. It's not from planet Earth. This has been going on longer than planet Earth existed. There's no, because, you know, black people are not reciprocating the hate. Never have. You know, we just wish to stop hating so much. Here's the sport of boxing. You have obvious royalty here that's doing obviously awesome things, and you have people trying to, you know, denigrate the guy. Trying to, you know, put something on his reputation, and he's not doing anything but just fighting the hardest fights, trying to. At the twilight of his career, they ask him to do stuff that they don't ask in prime Canelo or in prime anybody that is not of color. Prime. This guy's at the end, 38, what you calling 35-year-old, 33-year-old Canelo, 32-year-old Canelo. He's old already. Lomachenko been old for the last 3 years. When he was 33. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford, 38, he should go fight insignificant fights without belts. Like go fight Virgil Ortiz, go fight Boots for no belts, and then get to the belts when you can and have about 7 fights to get undisputed. Right? And that's not, you know, that is just evil, right? And I'm like I'm saying again, man, just get it together. But don't expect people not to holler at you about it, to talk to you about it. It's evil. Terence Crawford is royalty. Enjoy the ride. It's not guaranteed that he's going to beat these big old guys at 154 pounds. He doesn't have to. He's one of the top 4 or 5 GOATs right now, right? Right now. Right? And to say he hadn't fought nobody in the welterweight division, and all those people in the welterweight division that he beat, all of them was nobody. You know, really, to call Jeff Horn nobody after he had just beat Pacquiao, full of confidence. Call Jose Benavidez, no, that's nobody. You know what I'm saying? To call Mean Machine, there's nobody. Sean Porter, he's at the end of his career. Man, ain't everybody could beat Sean Porter. Errol Spence, man, come on, man, Errol Spence. You know, he's just weight bullying people. He wasn't nothing either. Just to do all that. But woo, them Mongeas and them Belangas, woo, them Roy Fieldings, boy, wanting to fight Mukabus and Callum Smiths of the world and Amir Khans. You know, what is his name? Joseph, whatever his name is right now. Joseph Lopez or something. Little dude that Canelo was fighting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, it's absolutely ridiculous how these people are, man. Just full of hate. And like I said, it's alien. It's not from here, man. That's too much. That's way too much hate to just be an earthling. So just reveal what you're real, how you really look. Because that's really too much. Anybody that was just looking at boxing as a sport and looking at what Terence Crawford has achieved and trying to achieve, you would definitely bow down and say, this is royalty, right? You would, because you got the other guys to compare him to. And, I know, because I didn't start off as a Terence Crawford fan. I'm going for the guys he's fighting. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, you're like, that's a bad dude, man. He keeps, he just keeps handling his business, keep wanting to fight, and you know that he's handling his business. There's no way you can be in boxing in any form and not acknowledge that we're looking at some royalty right there. Unless you're blocked by that thing it's got to be alien. Boy, get over it. You're watching royalty. Get over it. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm about to hear y'all.